Welcome to the NC Spin After Spin. Additional comments from our panelists just available on our website. We want to ask each of them, what do you wish you'd have said on last week's show, but you didn't? Chris Fitzsimon.
Well, Tom, we talked about the battle over the Common Core standards and the commission sort of punting on the math standards. I think it's interesting for people to know that Governor McCrory has sort of been all over the place on Common Core. I think he is more sympathetic to the standards in the General Assembly, and a lot of people don't realize two of his appointments to the State Board of Education that he made this past year were never confirmed by the General Assembly. So the Common Core standards now go to the General Assembly, this recommendation from this commission. Governor McCrory has two fewer people that he supports and that have his point of view to weigh in on it because the General Assembly, in a battle with the governor, refused to confirm his appointment. So these things that we talk about that seem sort of esoteric and nobody's really keeping up with actually matter when it comes to policy.
What do you wish you'd have said on last week's show, Brad Crane?
Well, it's redistricting. Tom, I follow redistricting all the way back from the 70s when the Democrats used stacking. They would have multi-member districts to hold the majority. It really is a case of the pot calling the kettle black. The Democrats were guilty of it for almost 40 years of stacking the deck. And so, we're upset. I understand where the Republicans are coming from when they stack the deck because, for 110 years, they were left out of power because of it. But we've got to stop that process and really take an adult approach and try and figure out a manner that's going to be fair. That
and
will
give
be
voters a choice.
A choice,
yes.
Absolutely,
Yes.
because we're not going to have good government when voters don't pick their politicians.
Becky, what do you wish you'd have said on last week's show?
Well, as a follow-up to our discussion on Common Core, we talked about the policy part of it, the disagreement between the governor's office, the General Assembly, the State Board of Education. The other thing, I think this is going to be a real topic during this election coming up. I think that was another miscalculation of the commission and where it's ended up because nothing really has been resolved. It's a very hot button issue as parents are trying to help their kids with homework, and I think that Common Core is going to be a key issue. Tammy Covell, the chairman of the commission, is actually running for a House seat. There's numerous candidates that have served on school boards, former educators. It's going to be a hot topic and be pretty thoroughly discussed during this election.
John, what do you wish you'd have said on last week's show?
Well, I'll chime in on Common Core also. It's a fascinating debate because you have more than two sides. You got people defending Common Core as it was originally proposed. You got people who are against North Carolina participating in or adopting any kind of standard that is national or international in nature. They say that's not appropriate, that North Carolina should devise their own standards. And then you have people that, frankly, I'm in the camp of, I want the highest possible academic standards. I want things to be comparable to other states. But Common Core has some specific technical problems on the math side in particular. And any parent who's been looking at homework assignments for young kids they're puzzled, they're angry, or at least puzzled. I think the commission should have handled the dispute straight up. Instead, at the last minute, business type groups, which I understand their position, but I think they have counterproductively kicked this to the legislature.
All right. Well, thanks for watching the After Spin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.